let's start. So number 1. Number 7108. Okay. Number 2. Number 2. Number 2 on here, right? Number 2. Number 3. Number 4. Number 6. Number 7. 8. 7108. Okay. 9. 10. Huh? Here, 10. Is it you? Oh, he's not there. Okay. She's sending me a little later. No problem. 11. 11. 11. 12. 13. 14. 15. 16. 17, 18, 19, 20, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 26 or 7? 7, 26, 28, 28, 29, 29, 29, okay. 30, 31, 31, 30 and 30? Who's 30? Okay, 32, 32, 33, 01, 17, 01, 21, okay, 28, and you? 29. And you? Huh? 33? 33? This one? Okay. Okay, do you have to do the homework, Lillian? You guys have the homework? Can I have the homework? Yes. Anyone else? Anyone else? I will only accept the homework you give the test right now. Try to deliver in the break? No. By the end of the class? No. You have to deliver the homework now. Alright, so homework first done. Assignment's done. So now I want you guys to open to page 41. Page 41. Your books, page 41. Page 41. 41, please.
News 1. TV show.
Questions 1 and 2 are based on the news report you have just.
Okay, let me say something about cell phone, okay? Can you pay attention? I'm going to say something about your phone, okay? You can use the phone in my class to help you, right? For example, to translate words, right? I don't know how to say something to the teacher. You can type in Chinese, you can translate to English, and then you can read it to me, right? For example, maybe you want to take a picture of something written in English, and then you can translate it to Chinese to understand it better. So you can use the phone. There's dictionary in the phone, there's a translator, but a lot of you are not paying attention to my class. You're just playing games. Please don't do that. Okay? So pay attention to the clip. I want you to have your participation. Teacher, here's my opinion. Give me your opinion, right? Question number 1, they have 4 answers. Give me your opinion. I think it's either A, or B, or C, or D. Right? Don't be shy to give me the answer. Today is not the final exam. You can be wrong, no problem. I'm just going to give you the right answer, explain it again. Right? So no problem. You can give the answer. If it's wrong, no problem. Give the right one. Today there's no grade. So I don't want just one student. Only the same students give you the answer. I want you guys to participate in the class. You understand? Yes? You understand? So let's do today's part 5, right? We will hear several clips, story, right? I'm going to try to point out the answers. So, oh, this is the answer, okay? Okay, so let's do it. So section A, news number 1, TV show.
News 1. TV show.
Questions 1 and 2 are based on the news report you have just heard.
Former First Lady Michelle Obama has a TV show coming to Instagram. A year of firsts will follow 4 college freshmen, Robert, Lynette, Regan and Hassie, in their first year of school. The children are from all corners of the United States. As a first-generation college student myself, I know how intimidating it can be to take that leap and pursue your educational dreams, said Obama. By sharing their stories, they're helping others see that the ups and downs of the first year of college are something everyone goes through. According to Forbes magazine, the TV show will have 6 episodes. The series will explore things from financial hardships to mental health and academic stress.
Okay, question number 1. Who will appear in Obama new TV show? So who is going to be there? Who's going to appear in the show?
TV show.
Questions 1 and 2 are based on the news report you have just heard.
Former First Lady Michelle Obama has a TV show coming to Instagram. A year of firsts will follow 4.
That's the answer. Who is going to be in the TV show? For example, you do this a little bit more.
4 college freshmen, Robert, Lynette, will follow 4 college freshmen, Roberts will follow 4 college freshmen. A year of firsts will follow 4 college freshmen.
Okay, what's a freshman? Huh? C, right? First year college student, right? Freshman, right? Freshman is the first year. When you come to university, your first year you are a freshman. So year of first, freshman, she gave you 2 clues, right? So letter C, right? First year of college, first year college students. Okay. Number 2. How many episodes will be in the TV show year of first? How many episodes? 8, right? So here is the end of the trick. It's set right here.
According to Forbes magazine, the TV show will have 6 episodes.
Okay, 6 episodes. So letter A. 6. All right. First, story number 2. News number 2.
News 2. The history behind the movie 1917.
Questions 3 and 4 are based on the news report you have just heard.
The movie 1917 is based on the story Sam Mendes was told by his grandfather, Alfred H. Mendes. Alfred served in the war as a child. During the war, the military used runners to pass communication to each other. Alfred ran through machine gun fire to deliver messages. The story of 1917 was inspired not only by my own family history, but also by many others. The movie is a fiction based on a fact, like all of my favourite war literature movies. These are historically accurate, but the characters are creations, said Mendes. Alfred was awarded a military medal for being a runner during 1917's Battle of Pearl Capelle. To everyone's surprise, Alfred was never hurt while delivering messages. News 2. The history behind the movie 1917.
Questions 3 and 4 are based on the news report you have just heard.
The movie 19...
Okay, so question number 3. Who served in the war of 1917? There is 2 people, right, in the story, right? So remember Sam Mendes and Alfred Mendes, right? So they're going to tell you what's the relationship between them. Okay, let's listen again, this part.
17 is based on the story Sam Mendes was told by his grandfather, Alfred H. Mendes.
Okay, there you go. Sam Mendes was told this story by his grandfather, Alfred. Right? So what's the story, right? The story is...
Alfred served in the war as a child. During the war, the military used runners to...
So who was in the war? Alfred, right? Alfred served in the war, right? 1917. Okay, look at the question. Who served in the war? Who served in the war?
This. Alfred served in the war as a child.
Right, A. Not A? No, it's not A. Who served in the war? War? Who served in the war? It's not A, right? David Campbell. There's only 2 people, right? In this story. Sam and Alfred. Who served in the war? Who is who? Huh?
The movie 1917 is based on the story Sam Mendes was told by his grandfather, Alfred H. Mendes. Alfred served in the war as a child.
Who served in the war?
Alfred served in the war as a child. Alfred served in the war as a child.
Who served in the war? B? B, yes, Alfred. Alfred served in the war, and then he told the story to his son, to his grandson, right, Sam. So Alfred served in the war, and then he told the story to his son, right? Okay, letter B. Alfred Mendes served in the war. Number 4. What was Alfred Mendes awarded for delivering messages in 1917? He was awarded something right here.
These are historically accurate, but their characters are creations, said Mendes. Alfred was awarded a military medal for being awarded a military medal for Alfred was awarded a military medal for
So, what was Alfred Mendes awarded for delivering messages? Huh? B, right? Military medal. What is a medal? What is a medal? Do you know what medal is? So medal is when you win the Olympic Games, you get a gold medal. If you are the second place, you get a silver medal. If you are the third place, you get a bronze medal. But this is not Olympics, right? This is a war. This is a military medal. Medal is something that says that you are the first, second, or third place, right? But this is in the military, not Olympics. In Olympics, you get a first place, it's a gold medal, or second place, silver medal, or third place, bronze medal. But this is not Olympics. This is a war. So this is a military medal, right? Military medal, that's B, right? Okay, letter B. Okay, number 3. Story number 3, news number 3.
News 3. Artist paints literature mural on classroom wall.
Questions 5 to 7 are based on the news report you have just heard.
Kelsey Carter is an artist and graphic designer. Carter recently painted a 330 square foot literature mural on a classroom wall at Ruka Stewart Middle School in Tennessee, US. The painting is of a bookshelf holding 11 novels. Next to the books on the shelf is an open book. The word rocker appears on the wall over the open book. It took Carter 100 hours to turn the blank wall into a work of art. It was quite a big undertaking. It was so neat to get to see the design come to life and actually see it on the wall, said Carter. Carter worked together with Emily Ingham, a 7th grade teacher at Ruka Stewart, to turn the idea into reality. Through wall.
Questions 5 to 7 are...
Okay, question 5. What appears on the wall over the open book? Huh? A, right? So A, right here. What appears on the wall?
Square foot literature mural on a classroom wall at Ruka Stewart Middle School in Tennessee, US. The painting is of a bookshelf holding 11 novels. Next to the books on the shelf is an open book. The word rocker appears on the wall over. The word rocker appears on the wall over.
So what appears on the wall? The word rocker, right? So the word rocker, letter D. Okay, number 6. How many hours did it take Carter to paint? How many hours? C, right? Good, good. Right here, C.
For the open book. It took Carter 100 hours to
So 100 hours, letter C. Number 7. Who is Emily Ingram? Who is this person? Emily Ingram. Right here, after this one.
turn the blank wall into a work of art. It was quite a big undertaking. It was so neat to get to see the design come to life and actually see it on the wall, said Carter. Carter worked together with Emily Ingham, a 7th grade teacher at
So who is Emily Ingram? 7? 7 what? Seventh grade teacher. So letter B, seventh grade teacher at Brooker Stewart. Alright, section B, first long conversation, section B.
Conversation 1. The importance of literature.
Questions 8 to 11 are based on the conversation you have just heard. Hi Mike, I haven't seen you in a while. How is school going?
It's good, Carla. I like most of my classes, except English class. All we do is study literature.
What's wrong with that? Isn't that the point of English class?
It may be, but I just want to learn to be a better writer. I don't think literature is that important.
Mike, you're wrong. Literature opens our eyes. It expands our minds.
How so? We keep reading books that were written hundreds of years ago.
That's just it. By reading about the past, you're learning about history.
Oh, I didn't think of it that way, Carla. Please explain further.
Sure, literature helps us to better understand the world, whether it's in the past or in the present.
So, we're expanding our knowledge and understanding of the world?
Correct. At the same time, reading expands our thinking skills.
Yes, by reading between the lines to make connections.
And we're also able to find themes and learn about characters. Without literature, we wouldn't know about the people before us.
I guess it's a good way to learn about other people.
It is. Don't forget that reading also improves your writing skills.
I hope so, Carla. I'm glad we talked. I think I have a better appreciation for literature. 12.
Question number 8. What does Mike want to do?
Want to learn to be a better writer. Just want to learn to be a better writer. You just want to learn to be a better writer. I don't think literature.
So what does Mike want to do? D, right? He wants to be a better writer, right? Right here, better writer.
To learn to be a better writer.
Be a better writer, letter D. Number 9. How can we learn about history? Huh? Letter C. Yeah, by reading about the past, right here.
Oh, we keep reading books that were written hundreds of years ago.
That's just it. By reading about the past, you're learning about history. By reading about the past, you're learning about history.
So how do you learn about history? Letter C. By reading about the past. Number 10. What does literature help us do? What does literature help us do? Huh? Sorry? Yes, B. It helps us understand the world in the past and in the present. That's the next one right here.
Oh, I didn't think of it that way, Carla. Please explain further.
Sure, literature of the world, whether it's in the past or in the present.
So help us understand the world, right? In the past or in the present. Letter B. The last one, number 11. Which skills improve with reading? Which skills improve with reading? Huh? Hey, right? Thinking and writing. So thinking and writing skills. She said it at the end, right? One of them, thinking and writing.
Good way to learn about other people.
It is. Don't forget that reading also improves your writing skills.
So improving right there and then thinking here.
And we're also able to find themes and learn about characters. Without literature, we'd...
Yes, by reading between the lines to make connections.
And we're also able to find themes and learn about caravans, our thinking skills.
Thinking skills and writing skills, okay? Now two skills. So thinking and writing, letter A. All right. Conversation number 2.
Conversation 2. Understanding reality television. Questions 12 to 15 are based on the conversation you have just heard. Vanessa, I don't understand why everyone likes reality television shows.
Dad, you're from a different generation. I'll explain it to you. It's because reality television uses ordinary people in real-life situations.
Does that mean there are no professional actors on the show?
Yes, the people in the show don't read from a script. They just act as they normally do.
In that case, writers for the show aren't needed.
That's right. The show is run by producers and editors.
How do you know what's happening in the show?
A host runs the show, or a narrator explains what's happening.
Let me ask you, is reality television real?
It depends on the show. The concepts in the show are usually created by a producer.
How do they choose people for the show?
They ask people to audition for the show. Then the show can take place in a real setting, or it can be in front of a live studio audience.
If the show is real, why do they need editors?
Most reality shows are filmed for weeks. They can't possibly show every hour. The editors decide on which scenes to show.
I would imagine they show the more interesting scenes.
Yes, and people like to see scenes where there is conflict and drama between the people in the show.
16 are based on the conversation you.
Okay, question number 12. What is true about reality television shows? What is true about reality television shows? This is in the beginning, right here.
Explain it to you. It's because reality television uses ordinary people in real life situations.
That's your answer. So answer is letter B. Ordinary people are filmed in real life situations. For example, you have a look at the other one, right? Letter A. Ordinary people are filmed in untrue situations. No. Letter C. Actors. No. Letter D. Professionals. No. Ordinary people in real life situations, right? All right, number 13. Who runs a reality television show? Who runs the reality television show?
That's right. The show is run by producers and editors.
Who runs? Yeah, A, right? So let's see. A, producers and editors, letter A. Okay. Number 14. How do you know what's happening in the reality? So that's the answer the guy is asking here, right?
How do you know what's happening in the show?
So how do you know what's happening in the show? Here comes the answer.
A host runs the show, or a narrator explains what's happening.
Let me ask.
Okay, how do you know what's happening? Huh? C, right? A host will run the show, or a narrator will describe what's happening. So letter C. Last question, 15. What is the job of an editor on a reality television show? What is the job of an editor?
The show is real. Why do they need editors?
Most reality shows are filmed for weeks. They can't possibly show every hour. The editors decide on which scenes to show. The editors decide on which scenes to show. 3 hour. The editors decide on which scenes to show.
I would imagine they should.
What's the job of an editor? Huh? He, right? He decides what the scenes to show, right? So to decide which scenes should be in the television show, letter D. Alright, we finished section B. Let's go back to section C.
Passage 1. The benefits of using e-books.
Questions 16 to 18 are based on the passage you have just heard.
We live in the age of electronic everything. For example, e-commerce, e-banking, etc. It's because people love the idea of doing anything from anywhere on any device. We introduced e-books as a way of making reading much easier. An e-book is a book in digital form. E-books are files that are read on any digital device, such as a computer, tablet, or smartphone. Considering other files can also be read on digital devices, e-books have a specific characteristic that differentiates them. The text of an e-book cannot be edited. With thousands of people reading the contents of a book, people could not possibly change the content without the author's permission. Therefore, with an e-book, text cannot be changed in any way, just like a paper book. There are many benefits of using e-books. E-books save space. Some people have the room in their houses to store books, but for people who don't have that extra room, e-books saves a lot of space. E-books allow readers to store thousands of books on one device. E-books save the environment. The book printing industry uses 32 million trees each year to make paper. The factories release pollution into the air to make the paper. Presently, e-books make up around 30% of book sales. E-books save approximately 9.6 million trees. In addition, e-books save energy and reduce pollution. Furthermore, e-books save money. They are cheaper to buy than paper books because there are no manufacturing or shipping costs on any device.
Question 16. Which specific characteristics differentiates an e-book from other files? Huh? See? Yes. So letter C is about here.
Computer, tablet, or smartphone. Considering other files can also be read on digital devices, e-books have a specific characteristic that differentiates them. The text of an e-book cannot be edited, which
So, the text of the book cannot be edited. It means it cannot be changed, right? Letter C. The content of the book cannot be changed, right? Or edited. Okay, 17. How many books can be stored on the device? B, right? Thousands of books. Of course, it depends on the memory, right? In your cell phone or something, right? The more memory, the more you can store it. But the text said 1,000 books, letter B. 18. How do e-books save the environment? So the answer of 1,000 books of here.
of space. E-books allow readers to store thousands of books on one.
Okay, that's the answer from the previous question, 1,000 books. But now, the question is how do you save money? How do books save the environment?
Shear to make paper. The factories release pollution into the air to make the paper. Presently, e-books make up around 30% of book sales. E-books save approximately 9.6 million trees. In addition, ebooks save energy and reduce pollution.
Okay, that's the answer. Huh? D, right? Saves by saving trees and energy and reducing pollution. 3 ways, right? Saving the trees, and energy and reducing pollution. Okay, passage number 2. 6 types of documentary.
Passage 2. 6 types of documentaries.
Questions 19 to 21 are based on the passage you have just heard.
A documentary is a term used to describe a program that tells the facts about real people and events. Documentaries often show unusual, interesting, or unknown points of view. Documentaries are anywhere from 30 minutes to 2 hours in length. There are 6 main types of documentaries. Each have their own characteristics. However, most documentaries combine more than one style. The expository documentary is the most popular type of documentary. A lot of research goes into making an expository documentary. The aim is to educate and explain things such as events, issues, a way of life, and anything that we know very little about. A narrator speaks throughout the entire film. The observational documentary is the most analysed type of documentary. Observational documentaries are carefully edited, and the arranged scenes speak for themselves. There is no narrator, and there are no interview questions. The participatory documentary is a type of documentary where the voice of the filmmaker is also recorded. The filmmaker could be heard behind the camera speaking to the narrator. Basically, this type of documentary presents the filmmaker's point of view. Reflexive documentaries challenge the audience to question the accuracy of the documentary, while poetic documentaries focus on images and experiences. Instead of arguing a point, this type of documentary creates an impression or mood. Finally, the performative documentary records the filmmaker with the subject. The filmmaker shows a reality through his own experience. He becomes a personal guide and tells it like it is.
22.
Based on the passage.
Number 19. So what is a documentary? So the definition here at the beginning.
That you have just heard.
A documentary is a term used to describe a program that tells the facts about real people and events.
Okay, that's what it is, a documentary. So letter A, right? A program that tells the facts about real people and events. Number 20. Which type of documentary is researched the most? Okay, let's listen to this part here.
More than one style. The expository documentary is the most popular type of documentary. A lot of research goes into making an expository documentary.
So which one is researched the most? Documentary, letter C. Last question. What is the purpose of a poetic documentary? B, right, to create an impression or mood. So let's see this one right here.
Presents the filmmaker's point of view. Reflexive documentaries challenge the audience to question the accuracy of the documentary, while poetic documentaries focus on images and experiences. Instead of arguing a point, poetic documentaries focus on images and experiences. Instead of arguing a point, this type of documentary creates an impression or mood.
Okay, poetic creates an impression or mood, letter B. Very good. Okay, last passage. Okay, last one.
Passage 3. What is a bookworm?
Questions 22 to 25 are based on the passage you have just heard.
We're told to read all the time by teachers and parents. Reading helps us in many ways. It helps us learn new words. It helps us become better writers. Do you have friends who are always reading books? Sometimes those friends who like to read all the time are called bookworms. A bookworm is someone who loves reading books. The term bookworm has been used since the 1500s. Back in the day, libraries did not have heating and air conditioning. As a result, many libraries could not control the environment surrounding their books. Because the quality of air was so poor, some old libraries attracted various animals. Insects and worms found their way into the libraries. They loved to eat the paper in the books. Therefore, it was natural to transfer the bookworm idea to humans who love to read books. People who love reading books can also be called bibliophiles. Bibliophiles are people who collect books because they love books so much. Bibliophiles usually own a lot of books. They own books that they love or that hold special value. They can own old editions of books and autographed copies of books. So if you get excited about going to the library and are always looking for a new book to read, you're probably a bookworm. When you love books, it can be a lot of fun to share great books with others. Talking about books you've read with a friend is a good way to strengthen the relationship.
Okay, question number 22. Which is the best description of a bookworm? D, right? Yes. So letter D, which is a person who enjoys reading books. Okay. Letter D. Number 23. In the 1500s, why did libraries attract animals? Why did libraries attract animals?
Because the quality of air was so poor, some old libraries attracted various animals. The quality of air was so poor, some old libraries attracted various animals.
Because of what? D, right? The air quality. Because of the quality of the air was so poor. So letter B. 24. What is true about bibliophiles? So what is true about bibliophiles? They are also called librarians. No, right? So yes, C. So they prefer to read e-books. No. C. They collect, right? They collect a lot of books. So my brother is a bibliophile. He has a wall full of books, right? So they collect a lot of books. Letter C. Last question. What is a sign of being a bookworm? What is a sign of being a bookworm? This is one here again.
They can own old editions of books and autographed copies of books. So if you get excited about looking for a new book to read, you're probably a bookworm. Excited about going to the library and are always looking for a new book to read, you're probably a bookworm.
So what is a sign of a bookworm? A. If you're always searching for a new book to read. Alright, we finished test number 5. So we talked a lot about books, right? Do you guys have any books in China? Do you guys have any books? Yes? Do you have any books in China? No? Just paper books? Do you guys have e-books in China? Yes or no? Huh? minutes, right? Break time, 5 minutes. Okay, 5 minutes. No, I told you to deliver the beginning of the class. The beginning, not in the break time. Always in the beginning. Beginning of the class. Okay? I always told you to deliver in the beginning of the class. Not in the break, not in the end. Beginning of the class. To deliver in the beginning. Okay, break is over. Did you get it? Okay, so we're talking about, before I start here, we are talking about e-books. You don't have e-books in China? You do have e-books or not in China? For example, I have lots of e-books in my phone, right? So you guys know this app here? This is from Amazon, okay? So let me show you. So do you guys know this app? Have you ever seen this app? Yes. So I have thousands of books here, all these English books, because for example, when you go to a bank, there's a line, right? I need to go to the cashier, there's a line, I need to wait. So instead of doing nothing, I kind of take my phone and start reading books, right? So this is a good thing to do because reading is also increase your thinking skills, it's going to get better your writing skills, it's going to increase your vocabulary. So all my books here are English books because I want to practice English. So do you remember I gave you this exercise in the first class, reading exercise? Remember? So find a book that has an audio file. Listen the first page and then go back and read it. If you do this every day, your English is going to get so much better. Right? So for example, we're doing a lot of exercises in class. But we are having classes only once in a week. Every day, you will be much better. Alright? Alright, so I kind of want you to do this, right? Find an app book that you can read a little bit every day, right? Half an hour, 20 minutes. Alright. So we're going to do a story, okay? So this is a food fight erupted in prison. So before we do the story, I want to do a vocabulary, okay? So let's do the vocabulary first. So vocabulary. Those words will be in the story, okay? So pay attention because as you're learning the words, you have a better understanding of the story. So what I want to do is for you guys to read, okay? Alright, so let's start here, okay? Please stop the cell phone. Can you read the first one for me? Can you read? Administration. So what is administration? Can you read it for me? Can you read? The amendment. Yes, okay. You can close the books, okay? No books, you can close the books. Right? So the arrangement. Organization, okay, administration is the arrangement and tasks needed to control the operation of an organization. For example, the university has administration building, right? So it controls the arrangement, right? So controls the arrangement, this task system, it controls everything, the operation of the university, this is the administration. Okay, next. Here. Allotment. Okay, good enough. So allotment is a small piece of ground, right? So a small piece of land, right? So in or just outside the town. Okay, it's a small piece of land. Okay. Next. Okay, approved is to have an opinion of someone, a positive opinion. So I approve your opinion, I like your opinion, or I approve your work, so I like your work. So I said, good, right? So this is approval. Not approval is going to be bad, right? So approval is good, not approval is bad. Okay. Next. Okay, second one. Okay, barter. Okay, barter is when I give you something and you're going to give me something back. For example, I'm going to give you this and you're going to give me your cell phone. For example, I'll give you this and you give me this. So we exchange it, but no money. Okay? So this is called barter. So I give you something and you give, for example, I give you this and you give me this. This is barter. No money. I don't buy from you. Okay? No money. So barter is exchange goods for that. No, not use of money. Okay? This is barter. All right. Next. Capture. Prisoner. Your possession, especially by force. Right? For example, you can, okay, can you give me your book? So she's giving me the book, that's not by force. But for example, let's say you don't give me the book, hold the book, hold the book, hold the book, hold. Take my force, right? I'm capturing the book. This is capturing, taking by force, right? So make a prisoner. So if I capture you and make you a prisoner, you cannot go off. You're a prisoner. Let's lock the door here. So you're a prisoner. You cannot go off. You're a prisoner, right? So I capture you. So by force or not letting you go out. So this is capture. Cigar is easy, right? To smoke, right? Okay, cigar. Okay, complex. Okay, when you have many parts, it's becoming more complex, right? More parts, right? Not simple. Simple, few parts. Complex, many parts. Comply. To act according to an order, rules, or request. So comply means to act according to an order or rules. For example, the university has many rules. Do you comply? For example, you have to go to the dorm before 11, right? So do you comply? You go to the dorms, right? You're acting according to the rules, so you're complying with the rules, okay? All right, next. Erupt. Okay, wonderful. Can you erupt? Right? Explode, right? Eruption, right? This is eruption. So volcano explodes, right? So send rocks and flames everywhere. Alright, next. Verse second. You will not. So if you are going berserk, means you're very hungry, out of control, right? Berserk. Berserk. Okay, grab. Okay, to grab, grab again, grab. Right, this is grab, okay? Okay, gravity, right? Take a hold of something, right? Somebody, right? And rock it. So gravity, I'm gonna grab my tomorrow, gravity, right? Alright. Haul. Okay. Okay, if you're gonna haul someone to somewhere, it's gonna be very slow, difficulty, right? So haul is to pull something very heavy, slowly, with the difficulty. Okay, next, inmate. Okay, next one, can you? Next one is here. Your turn. Can you read it? Inmate. Inmate, a person. Can you read? Can you read? Prison. Or hospital. For people who are mentally ill. So if, for example, you're classmates, you're not inmates. Inmates, if you're in a prison, right? So if you're together in a prison, you are inmates, right? Or if you're in a hospital, people who are mentally ill, they cannot go out, so they are inmates. So here in the university, you can't go out, right? So you're not inmates, you're classmates, right? So inmates is a person who cannot go out. Okay, luxury. You're the next one. Luxury. Raise. Okay, luxury. Grace provided by expensive and beautiful things. Okay, negotiation. Next. Negotiation. Okay, negotiation. This is the process of discussing something. Okay, so let's negotiate. So, can we do this? No, can we do more? This is a negotiation, a process of agreement, right? Discussing something with someone in order to reach an agreement, right? So this is a negotiation. Okay, next, razor. This is for shaving, right? So man uses a razor to shave his beard, right? Razor. Okay, ration. Okay, next, ration. Okay, ration is a limited amount of something that one person is allowed to have. For example, it can be food ration. Oh, you have food ration, this is the portion that you are allowed to have. So you have a book ration. Okay, how many books can you have? This is the amount of things that you are allowed to have. talk about food, right? So food ration, right? This is the amount that you're allowed to have it. Okay, reduction. Okay, reduction means to becoming smaller, to reduce, right? Make it smaller, less, right? Reduction is make it small or make it less. Smaller size, right? Less important. Okay, release. Next, which is your turn. Your turn. Release. Can you read? The give, to give. Okay, to release, for example, let's release you from this classroom. So you are released, make you free, right? So this is releasing, right? So give freedom or free movement to someone or something. Okay, next, restore. Okay, so restoring, right? To return something or someone to an earlier good condition. For example, I'm gonna break this chop, right? Breaking, okay. So now we're going to restore, put it back together, restoring, making a good condition again, restoring, right? So, to return something or someone to the earlier good condition. So I break it, now put it back. Okay, put it back, making a good condition again, restoring. Secure. Okay, secure, position, firmly or fixed firmly and correctly, therefore not likely to move, fall, or break. For example, if I put it here, it's not secure. I know it's not secure, but if I put it here, it's secure. So firmly positioned, it's not gonna fall. Here is not secure, right? So see, it's gonna fall, right? Not secure. So secure is a firmly fixed, right? Next. Silverware is a fork, knife, spoon. This is silverware. Okay? Silverware. If you want to wash the restroom, you can wash your hands with soap, right? Soap. So substance for using washing the body, right? Soap. Spare. Okay, next. Because it is extra. Extra. So, spare is something that I have a lot of. I can have some spare, I have extra. For example, I have a lot of chalk here, right? Do you want one? I have extra. So this is one for you. Right, one for you, one for her. So I have lots of them. It's extra. So I have something to spare. I forgive one because I have lots of them. Right? So something that is spare is available because I used to have extra. All right. Next. Stationary. Paper. Envelope. So stationary is a material needed. For example, as a student, you may need something a book to write, you need pen, paper, right? Eraser. So material needed for writing, right? Papers, envelopes. All right. Toilet. For example, when you do a break, you want to go to the restroom, there's a toilet, right? So toilet is a bowl-shaped device to sit, right? When you go to the restroom. Okay, this is a toilet. Okay, warden. Okay, next. First, here. Prison. So a warden is the person in charge of a prison, right? So the person who has the authority in the prison, right? So he's in charge in a prison. Okay, I think we're done. Yes. So we finished the vocabulary. So let's go back. There we go. For example, those vocabulary words, inmates. Remember inmates? Prison, right? Inmates, capture. Capture was in vocabulary, right? Erupted. Remember eruption? Eruption. Bartering. Remember barter? Exchange things. Barter here. Barter. Cigars here. Stationery, right? Material for writing, luxury, also in the vocabulary, soap in the vocabulary, razor in the vocabulary, toilet in the vocabulary, right? What else in the vocabulary? Bursack in the vocabulary, reduction in the vocabulary, silverware in the vocabulary, grab. What else? Secure. Warden, right? Person in charge. Negotiation here. Approved. Restore. Ration. Administration. Reduce. Soap. Allotment. So these are the words from the vocabulary, right? So now let's listen to this story, okay? So let's listen to this story. So, I'm gonna let you listen to this story.
Inmates released 2 correctional officers they had held for a week in a tower at the state prison complex. The inmates captured the officers a week ago after the 2 officers tried to quell a food fight in the main dining room. The food fight erupted when the prisoners discovered that their candy ration had been cut in half. The candy is a popular bartering item. Inmates traded for cigarettes, cigars, magazines, stationery, legal dictionaries, and other items. Prison officials said it was necessary to cut back on this luxury item in order to provide basic items like soap and razors and toiletries went berserk over the reduction. They threw food, plates, and silverware at the doors, windows, and guards. Then they grabbed 2 guards and hauled them up to the tower. Once they had the tower door secured, they sent messages to prison officials demanding big bags of candy in exchange for sparing the guards' lives. The warden complied with their demands. After a week of negotiations, the approved a deal which restored their candy ration, but in return the administration said they would have to reduce daily soap allotment by 75%. Two mayors made a bet on the outcome.
So, can we go to the questions or do you want to listen one more time? Do you need to listen one more time? Or can we go to the questions? Okay, let's find the questions, okay? So let's find the questions. Okay, question number 1. What did prison officials think of candy? What did prison officials think of candy? So you have the letter A, B, C, D. Which one? So what prison officials think of candy? Do you want to listen again, maybe? Listen one more time? You guys want to listen one more time? Or you want to answer? We can go this. So what is it? Okay, let's listen one more time. It seems that you don't know. Let's listen one more time, okay? So let's go back and listen one more time.
Inmates released 2 correctional officers they had held for a week. Inmates released 2 correctional officers they had held for a week in a tower at the state prison complex. The inmates captured the officers a week ago after the 2 officers tried to quell a food fight in the main dining room. The food fight erupted when the prisoners discovered that their candy ration had been cut in half. The candy is a popular bartering item. Inmates trade it for cigarettes, cigars, magazines, stationery, legal dictionaries, and other items. Prison officials said it was necessary to cut back on this luxury item in order to provide basic items like soap and razors and toilet paper. The prisoners went berserk over the reduction. They threw food, plates, and silverware at the doors, windows, and guards. Then they grabbed 2 guards and hauled them up to the tower. Once they had the tower door secured, they sent messages to prison officials demanding big bags of candy in exchange for sparing the guards' lives. The warden complied with their demands. After a week of negotiations, the prisoners approved a deal which restored their candy ration. But in return, the administration said they would have to reduce daily soap allotments by 75%.
Okay, there we go. So what did prison officials think of candy? Huh? Which one is it? A, B, C, or D? Which one do you think it is? Can you guys give me a guess? Huh? For example, letter A is a common item. It's common in prison to have candy. It's common. It was not really necessary. Remember, the prison cut in half. So they give a ration for candy. But now they're cutting the ration in half. So why are they doing this? Remember, because they need to save the money to buy more necessary items like toilet paper, right? So they're feeling that was not really necessary for inmates. So like a soap, toilet paper are more important. So they're cutting their rations in half to save money to buy other things. So the right answer is this one here. What was not necessary for inmates, right? So it was not necessary. They're going to save the money for the candy to buy more necessary items. For example, you need to take a shower with soap, but you don't need to eat a candy, right? This is a luxury, right? Luxury is something that you don't need it. You just want it because it's good, but you don't really need it, right? So letter B is the answer. Okay, question number 2. Why did prison officials want to cut back the candy? I gave you the answer, right? Why did they cut the candy in half? Why? Okay, look at the answers. You tell me which one do you think. Why do you want them to cut the rations in half? Why? A, yes. They wanted to buy supply, right? They wanted to use the candy money to supply more basic items. That's a good answer. That's the right answer. They didn't use the candy money to supply more basic items. Okay, question number 3. How did the prisoners react to the reduction? I'm going to cut your ration in half. So how did they react? How did the prisoner react? Huh? Sorry? D, right? They were angry. They were upset. Remember, they're angry. They feel things about it. Right? They throw food. They throw silverware. They throw everything on the guards. Right? They were angry and they would feel things about it. That's the answer right here. Okay. Question number 4. Which of the following is true? So which one is true? Can you guys take a look and tell me which one do you think is true? The prisoner demanded a big bag of candy in order to set the 2 guards free. Is that true? A week. After a week, they reached an agreement that the candy ration would be restored next month. The prison officials dealt with prisoners for a week. Cigarettes are more popular than candy. Yes, A. So the prisoner demanded, right? Oh, sorry. Yeah, the right one's not A, sorry. So the right one, the officials dealt with the prisoners for 1 week. The negotiations last 1 week, right? Alright, so maybe let's look at this one here. Okay, let's see. Okay. Okay, why did the prisoners like candy so much? Why did the prisoners like candy so much? C, yes. Because the candy is to exchange for other things in prison, right? They exchange for magazines, cigars, and other things, right? Okay, good. Alright, now questionnaire number 2. Now you need to tell me your opinion, okay, on something, right? So let's see how much time we have. Okay, we still have 10 minutes, right? We still have 10 minutes. We are here, right? 10 minutes. Alright, questionnaire number 2. This is about your opinion, right? So the answer might not be the score. This is your opinion. Okay, the first question is okay, that's the answer for the first question. Okay, where the officers held? The officers were held in the tower. Okay. The second one, where was the food fight? Where? Do you remember where was the food fight? Where was the food fight? The dormitory? Huh? Huh? So they have a food fight. Where? Where did it happen? In the dormitory? In the playground? Where? Huh? Dining hall, yes, the dining place, right? Like in the canteen, was in the dining room, right? In the canteen, the prison canteen, something like that. Okay, number 3, why did the food fight start? So why did they start the food fight? Why? Because Is that something to do with their ration? So what happened to the ration? Why did they start the food fight? Because they reduced huh? Yes, half the candy ration. So they reduce it in half, right? They cut in half the candy ration. Very good, yes. So you can use the phone to do this, right? If you don't know how to say something right in Chinese, you can translate it really to me, okay? So it's because the prisoner candy ration had been cut in half. Okay, and now the next question is, the answer is in the third one, right? So what has been cut in half? What did they cut in half? So what did they cut in half? Huh? The candy, right? Candy ration. This is what they cut in half. So the prisoner candy ration has been cut in half. Okay, number 5. What was the candy ration? So why? So why was the candy ration cut in half? So why did they cut the candy ration in half? Because they want to save the money for. They cut the ration in half because they want to save the money for. So what they wanted to do the money with it for the candy? What? Because they want more money for the soap, right? They want more money for the toilet paper, right? That's why they want to cut it in half, right? So it was a luxury item. Right? Luxury. You don't need candy, right? Or you need soap, you need toilet paper, right? So that's the answer. It was a luxury. You don't need it. It's a luxury. Okay, number 6. How did the prisoners react to the candy ration being cut in half? So, how did the prisoners react? Can you tell me? How did they react? Anyone? How did the prisoner react when they cut in half their ration of candy? Huh? Anyone? How did the prisoners react? Are they happy? Oh, happy. Because they cut in half. Happy? Huh? Are the prisoners happy? No, right? They're angry. No, I don't want you to. So they're not happy, right? So the prisoners went berserk. Remember, they become very angry. No, I want my ration. Please don't cut my ration in half. So they were very angry. Oh, sorry, okay. So what did the prisoners throw? So they started a food fight. They started throwing things. What is it? What did they throw? Huh? So they start food fight, and now they're throwing things. What did they throw? This is in the vocabulary, right? They throw spoons, knives, forks, right? This is silverware, right? They throw silverware. So they were throwing food, plates, and silverware. Okay, so what did they demand? So the prisoners are demanding something. What did they demand? Huh? Huh? What did you say? They're demanding? What are they demanding? Remember, they started food fights to demand for something. What they demand? They captured 2 officers, right? 2 guards. They're demanding something to release the guards. I only want to let you the guards free if you give me something. What are they demanding? Huh? They're demanding more candy, right? They cut their candy, right? So they're demanding big bags of candy to release the officers. If you give us candy, we're going to release them. Okay, so what did the warden do? Did the warden give them candy? Did the warden give them candy? Yes or no? Huh? What did the warden do? Right? The warden, he complied. Remember, this is the vocabulary. He complied means what? He gave them the candy. So he complied with the prisoner's demand. So they're demanding candy. Candy, here's your candy. Okay, now give me the two officers. Please release the two officers. Okay, last question. How long did the negotiations last? Or how long their negotiations last? How long? For one day? No, not only 1 month. 1 week, right? Yes, 1 week. So then they lasted a week, 1 week. All right. So that's the end. I wish you guys participated more, right? So this is the kind of story very useful because you listen to the story, try to answer the question. So the CDP forums, full of questions like this, right? You listen to something, now you need to answer the question. Okay, that's your bell. You can go. You are released.
Two in the morning, one in the afternoon. But tomorrow open. Okay. So we're gonna have lunch now? I ordered, I don't know, that one is mine. Yeah, yes, noodles. This one is noodles. Yeah, but I don't eat as a lunch. I use it as a something.
得到，要多少道上子？
All right, thank you. Okay. All right.
That's good. If you need, you can take.
Okay. I never eat alone. So you're my victim.
Hey, it's okay.
I started doing this 5 years ago.
Here.
Yeah, I came in China
Wow.
7 years ago. I'm always eating alone, feeling a little bit depressed. And then I said, well, I need to find it. I was expecting them to come and talk to me, but it never happened. They're so shy. And then
Yeah.
I need to be the one who approaching them, right? So I started coming to the canteen and I approached the student. It doesn't matter if they speak English or not. I always keep pushing, do you speak English? Why not? Do you have English classes? And I keep pushing the conversation.
Okay.
And I start making lots of friends in this way. And then my life changed for the better, yes.
Okay, now do you speak Chinese?
No, I don't speak Chinese too.
Okay.
I still don't speak Chinese.
Yeah, they're very shy. And when you came here, did you firstly work for a few months, not a long contract?
No. When I came here, I teach for 3 months.
3 months.
This kind of a very short contract.
Short contract.
If they like me, and also if I like China, we do a bigger contract. So I came here in May, stayed May, June, and July.
Okay.
And then I like them, they like me, so they renew for 1 year. So I went back to
Oh.
Brazil, spent my vacation there, and then I came back for 1 whole year. And then
What I'm planning to
and,
do.
and then I start renewing every year. So I'm here for 7 years. But the first time was for short period.
Oh.
Is that your case? Short? Okay.
And we are worried about this because now, there are more foreigners. I think, I'm not sure that previous year was something like this. Don't know.
Yeah, but my first job wasn't here. So
Okay.
I was working for a different company.
And you stayed here.
When I came here, I changed companies, right? The companies are very similar. They hire foreigner, but the other company have a contract with different universities. So they kept transferring me for one city. Okay, now I'm gonna go send you to this city. So this is my sixth place. But when I came here, they let me stay here in one place. So I'm here for 4 years already.
Okay.
But the other company they keep transferring me from one city to another. I teach one semester, one university, another semester, another one. So they always ask me if I learned using the chopsticks here. How did you learn? Did you know it before?
Yeah, I tried, but I just, how to say it? People try to teach me, but I don't just, I take the exam and eat.
Okay. I thought you were doing fine.
Not
I learned
really
when I
good.
was a kid. I didn't learn here, so.
I just eat as I can, do my best. In what city in Brazil do you live?
They call Londrina, south in Brazil. Paraná state, below São Paulo. Most people have
Below.
São Paulo as a reference.
Where?
State below.
São Paulo is a city, yep.
Yeah, São Paulo is a city, but also is a state. São Paulo city is in the state of São Paulo. But this is the biggest city in Brazil.
Ah, okay. I thought Rio is the biggest, Rio de Janeiro.
Yeah, Rio too.
There's so many things actually about Rio. It's quite dangerous.
I never been to Rio.
Yeah?
Yeah. Yeah, they have a lot of they call favelas.
Favelas, yeah.
They're a very poor place.
And police nothing can do with it.
Yes, the police usually doesn't go where the bad people there are. They don't take measure when something really important going on, like the Olympics. Once they have Olympics in Rio, they use the army in the city of Rio to ensure safety.
Oh my god. Yeah, because they know that there are a lot of tourists who have money.
Yeah, if tourists will feel unsafe, nobody's gonna go there.
I would like to go to Brazil one day, but it's very far actually.
I thought about the same thing about China, but in here. But I agree, it's very far. For me to get from my home here to get to my mom's home in Londrina, it takes me almost 3 days.
Oh my god.
So I'll go to Beijing to maybe Qatar to São Paulo, and São Paulo to Londrina. It's a long trip.
And it will be just 4 hours from Beijing. Very comfortable for us. And do people in Brazil speak English? No, only Portuguese. Yeah?
The people in Brazil are the same as in China. Only few people speak English, but people who can speak English, they do have the best jobs. They make more money. I feel like this is the same everywhere, right? If you're from a country that does not speak English, if you do speak English, you can get a lot of opportunities that you don't have without speaking English. Do you think? No, you don't think so?
I'm not sure about Russia.
Huh?
I'm not sure about Russia like this.
Really?
Yeah.
For example, you couldn't get a job
You've
here.
got a lot of possibilities, but high salary. I'm not sure.
Maybe you're not looking to the right places. Because I have a lot of complaints of students here. They feel like, English is not important.
In my region, it's difficult. Salaries. You know what to do. Even if you know English. Not
For example,
very
I
well.
have seen this in Brazil many times, and also here in China. If you have good English, I mean good, right? Have a conversation, no problem. And also, if you know where to look for, you can get a good job. For example, my nephew in Brazil, he managed to speak English without going out, because I went to the United States to learn English. He managed to speak English, he studied hard, so he was not afraid to go and try to speak to people, like conversation. And he ended up getting a very good English. He found a remote job. He's working for a United States company. He's making his salary is in dollar in Brazil. So $1 is 7 reais. So he's very young, and he has a salary bigger than most of his classmates and most of their peers. Just
I
because
agree
he
with
can
you.
speak English.
Yeah, I agree with you.
So I feel the students are missing out the opportunity. I tell them, don't be fooled, right? Learn English. They might be even more important than your degree.
Sometimes English not enough. Usually, you know.
Yeah, I don't mean English. Right? Usually it goes like this: you have a degree plus good English. English goes well with any degree.
Yeah, I agree with you.
So I'm not. For example, my classes they're not majoring in English. Usually they're majoring in something else. They told me here that every student has English classes until second year. If you're majoring in English, you have English class all the time, right? The 4 years. But if you're majoring in anything else, you usually have English class until the second year. Push a conversation, do you have English class? They say no. Oh, they're probably in the third or fourth year. But if they say no, and then they're, no, I never been, no, never? I said no, because I know they have English class. Sometimes they're really shy to it. Because if they say, yes, I do have English class, they feel like, now I need to talk to you.
By the way, I have a question. Did your university offer to you to visit maybe another city or for experience, something like this?
No, in this company, I'm always here. But when I was in the other company, I finished teaching one semester. Now we're going to send you. I never chose. I kind of go with their flow. If they wanted to send me anywhere, I would go, no problem.
Okay.
But these are the other company.
Okay.
Here, they always stay here.
Okay.
So they didn't send me anywhere. So I stopped here.
Clear. I would love to stop here because this city is quite good for me.
Well, there's good points and bad points. So it's good because I was getting to know different cities, right? Traveling a little bit. But also, when I go to a new city, no friends, nobody, I didn't know anyone again, so I have to start from zero again, right?
And I came here also because they're my Russian and English friends. And you know, in another city, I have no one. It's difficult, especially in China, when you don't know Chinese. No, I know just a little bit, but
You probably know more than me. I'm here 7 years, I'm a little bit embarrassed because people, do still don't speak Chinese at all?
I think it's okay. Chinese is very difficult language, and it's very hard to speak. Especially.
So how did you learn English?
I studied in the university. Yeah, and my major is English language and French.
awesome.
First English, the second is French. Yes, and thus I learn English. I'm not sure if for example, if I were an engineer, I'm not sure that I could speak English very good. I'm not sure. Yeah, because every day we had to study.
So you study hard. Okay.
Yeah, study hard. Only thus you can speak. You can write. And when I came to university, I couldn't speak at all. Because in my school, English was very low level. Teacher couldn't speak English good.
I feel this is good because students here, they need to see people who didn't speak English and they study hard and now they do.
Okay.
And now, for example, you do have the opportunity to be teaching internationally, right? So
Yeah.
if you want to go back to your country,
Yeah.
now I have something special in my resume. I went abroad, I teach in a foreign university. This might be very good for your resume.
Yes, of course. Yeah, my city is not very famous. One of the thousands. And I'm happy that I could do this. Go somewhere. Because not all English teachers take how to say, risk to go somewhere because they're afraid of something.
Yes, it takes courage, yes.
Yeah,
So
and
you-
just all their life.
people will see you
Yeah.
differently. For example, if you have two people, one from your own country never went abroad, so they say, oh, this guy's more risk taker, this guy's more, I don't know, has more courage, has more, right? So they're gonna maybe give you a position just because they feel like you're better, I don't know, somehow better.
I'm just trying to do my best. And that's all.
Usually when I go back to Brazil to spend my vacation there, when people find out that I'm in China, they start looking at me differently. Oh, I never know any Brazilian people who came in China as working here, right? So maybe for tourism, very fast, but now work in China? I don't even know anyone in Brazil working in China.
Because Brazil is very far.
Yes, it's very
Russia
far.
is very close.
And
Yes,
I,
a lot of
I
people.
remember when I got divorced, I was very depressed at the time. I didn't want to get divorced, so my wife, I couldn't convince her, right?
Okay, yeah.
And then I started, now I'm single again. Maybe I'm gonna do something crazy. I'm gonna maybe go to China. I will start saying this is a joke. I did that. I did a men's. I've never been here. I don't speak Chinese. And then 1 year later, I was getting the plane to come to China. And now I'm here 7 years. Could you?
Same as I would go to Brazil, and people in Russia would say this is very crazy. Why am I in Brazil? Yeah, this is very far. Exotic. Very exotic. I heard that there are parrots instead of pigeons. So birds, for example, in the street. No?
Parrots, yes, they do have parrots, but pigeons are more normal in the city.
Ah.
But yes, you can find some parrots, especially in the. Brazil is a big country, by the way, right? So in Amazon, the north of Brazil, there's the Amazon forest. Like everything is different there, right? Because you're in the middle of the jungle.
Yeah, I mean the wild parrots. Really?
Yeah.
I can imagine this, just used to pigeons and
But in the city, maybe not.
maybe not. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, maybe in some villages. Are there monkeys? No, are there monkeys?
In north of Brazil, Amazon, yes, you can find much more animals
But in
there.
cities, no.
The cities don't. The south part is more urbanized, not many animals there. Even in the rural areas. But in Amazon forest, like in the north of Brazil, it's very different. So we can find a lot of kind of people have snakes as pets in their homes in north of Brazil. It's kind of crazy. So they have snakes.
Jungles. Yeah, in Russia it's the same. So my city is close to the forest. Very big. One of the biggest forests I think in Russia. It's the biggest taiga. It's called this forest. And it's like a jungle, but it's cold usually. And there are also a lot of animals and bears, of course. And sometimes they can go in the city. Some of them. Usually they stay in the forest. By the way, do you have a e-bike or do you travel by
No.
foot? No, by foot?
Yeah. I think all other teachers they buy them. It's very cheap. If you want to buy it, it's very cheap. But I feel like if I buy an e-bike, I will stop walking less. It's good for exercise, right?
Sure.
So I never bought anything like that.
I more prefer bicycles.
Because if I buy one, I'll feel out. Now I have to use it.
And bicycles, no?
No, not even bicycle. Yeah. Or you can buy one of the electric ones for 700 yuan.
What? This one?
No, I mean the electric bike that you see out there. You can buy. No, I'm talking about the bike.
Ah, but I found the road, sorry.
Yeah, you can buy for 700. New one.
700.
Yeah.
It's, I think, little.
No. So do you mind if I ask you how old are you?
It's okay, I'm 28.
28. Are you married? No. Do you want to get married maybe? No?
In the future, yep. No. No, I just want to travel, but some experience.
Okay.
I think in the end, I'm not sure, maybe I will stay in Russia. And but now I don't want to think about it. I just want to travel. And so it's not very far from China. It's okay. In China it's now. Maybe one day I will go in Europe. Because Europe, I really like it. But it's very expensive. Very. Especially for Russian people.
Is this your first time living abroad?
Second. No, before it, I traveled a lot with my parents or
I see.
Yeah, usually in Asia or sometimes in Africa, one time in Europe, in different directions.
I have been in the United States. This is where I learned English. I lived there 4 years. I went to Canada, 2 years in Canada, and now I'm here.
So what's your impression about the United States?
I like it there a lot. This is my first experience going abroad, and that's where I learned English. I enjoy a lot. That's why I kind of love it. It's a nice experience to go abroad.
I think now it's changed a lot of things.
Yeah, a lot of things are changing. When I was in Canada, it was very different than right now. Because right now, Canada is going down. So the Trudeau is making the country very hard to people to live in there. Canada now is very expensive.
The United States, the same. You need a dictionary.
No, I'm fine, thank you. Would you be interested in participating in the English Corner? It usually is Wednesday, 7 p.m.
Where?
There's a spot here they call Three Trees. It's a bench under the trees. Usually, somebody's organizing it. The president or somebody send me out. Today we're gonna have it. Usually on Wednesday.
Me too. Are we also organizing this?
I'm not organizing. I'm just inviting. But every time they have it, they know that I like to participate. They always invite me. So I go there, and it goes like this. A lot of students came, and they have the attendance. Now, everybody say, I'm here. Then most of the students, they went back to the dorms. So almost nobody stays there. But the few ones who stays are the ones who actually wanted to practice. They have good English, and then I make good friends with them. So then we can hear the canteen, we play games, we do a lot of fun stuff, right? So that's the best thing I can do.
Yeah, that's
So
good.
the best place they can make friends because they speak your language well.
That's good. Yeah.
Those who went back to the dorms, they just went there for the points, right?
Of course. We also organized this with my colleague Edward from the UK, and not many students visited it, but some of them were really interested in it. And in the end, we gave them some prizes, and they were really surprised. And this Wednesday, we will organize it again. I will see. I think maybe it will be more interesting.
So I feel like there's a lot of things that the students they're missing when they're here in the university. For example, I ask you about marriage because everywhere marriage is people are stopping getting married everywhere, right? So I don't mean for them to get married while they're here in the university, right? They may be too young or whatever. They're okay, but they should be making friends because, for example, here in the university is the easiest place to make friends. I tell them, look around you. Everybody's the same age as you. Everybody's a student. There will be having a graduation in a few years, just like you. So same age, same student, right? And also thousands of people like you in the one place. So when you get out, finish school, it's not going to be the same like here. So people will be older, they'll have kids, they maybe not have a university degree. Here is the easiest place to make friends. Because I find a lot of male students, they say, oh, I never had a girlfriend. So hard. Okay, now you should try. Here's the place, right? Here's the place.
Yeah.
You don't need to marry anyone. Just make friends. Sit with a different student every day, right? Push a conversation. Easier for you because I don't speak Chinese and you do, right? So you have a better advantage.
Yeah, we can't take their WeChat.
Yes.
Yes. They often ask, oh, can you give us WeChat? Unfortunately, no. Because we are teachers.
No, I give my chat to everybody. Yes.
Or now maybe later.
I right now I have 4,000 contacts, and I used to have 7,000, but my phone was getting very slow.
Oh my god!
You don't believe it?
I believe you.
So right now it's at 4,000, but I used to have 7. I have to delete a lot because my phone was getting very slow. Okay, let's go here to the end. It's still very slow, right? So I need to delete a lot of more. Because people who don't talk to me for more than 1 year, I can delete them. But if they still keep talking to me for the last year, I still keep them.
Oh my god.
Okay, see, to go to the end. It's still very slow. Okay. Shift X. Okay, Z. There we go, 4,300.
Oh my god.
But the biggest part, for example, when I start a class, I make a class group and I add all the students. So that's a lot of students at once. So it's not like a...
Yeah, I understand.
Because my basic communication with the students is through WeChat. For example, if they miss a class, they want to send me a note. You have to send me to your WeChat.
No.
Because if anything else, I have the records.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, this student sent me. All right, very nice sitting together with you.
Yeah, me too. So let's go.
So you have my WeChat, right?
Yes,
So
sure,
anything you
yeah.
needed, you can ask me. I don't know
Yeah.
if I can be much of a help
course,
because
of
I'm not
course.
Chinese.
It's okay.
All right, see you around.